Every time you tell your mother, "No, that didn't happen," a tiny fracture appears in her heart, and in yours too. I know how heavy it feels to constantly correct the person who raised you. You say, "Mom, Dad passed away 20 years ago," and instantly you watch her grieve all over again. We call this reality orientation. We think if we just remind them of the facts, they will stay anchored to us. But a mind facing dementia doesn't listen to logic anymore. It only listens to raw, unfiltered feelings. The constant friction leaves caregivers utterly exhausted. It is a silent battle fought every single day. When you try to pull her into your present, you are entirely invalidating her reality. Think of it as two separate paths. Yours is grounded in logic, dates, and facts. You stand firmly on the path of truth. And you wonder why she won't just walk beside you. But her path is covered in a heavy fog. She isn't wandering out of stubbornness. She is genuinely terrified. Every correction you make just widens the gap between your two worlds. You are trying to build a bridge using facts, but facts only build walls. What if, instead of dragging her to your side, you bravely took a step into hers? In Japanese culture, there is a concept called Omoiyari, a deep, selfless empathy. It means walking across the bridge into their reality and validating the feelings they hold there. Have you ever noticed how a simple correction can suddenly turn into an explosive argument? She might urgently say she needs to go to work, or that strangers are hiding in her house. When you reply, "Mom, you retired 30 years ago," you truly think you are helping her. But in the world of dementia, a deeply felt emotion does not simply vanish when confronted with facts. In psychological terms, a painful emotion that is ignored or suppressed will only multiply in strength. Imagine her anxiety as a small, frightened cat that you have just locked inside a cold cage. By using pure logic to correct her, you are refusing to acknowledge that the cat even exists. Left alone in the dark, that trapped and terrified feeling quickly transforms into a roaring tiger. This is the profound reason behind those sudden, unexplainable bursts of intense anger or panic. The tension is not caused by the disease alone. It is fueled by her heartbreaking feeling of not being heard. Every single time her emotional reality is denied, the tiger rattles the cage, demanding to be seen. And as a caregiver, you end up fighting a massive beast that you accidentally helped feed. You feel utterly exhausted. She feels completely abandoned, and the invisible wall between you grows taller. To calm the raging storm, we must stop fighting the tiger and be brave enough to listen to its roar. But how exactly do you listen to a fear that belongs to a completely different decade? Have you ever heard your parents say, "I want to go home," while sitting in the house they have lived in for 40 years? It is one of the most heartbreaking and confusing loops a caregiver will ever experience. But to understand it, we have to watch the rigid hands of the clock slowly fade away. In the phase of cognitive decline known as time confusion, the boundaries between past and present dissolve. When the present moment becomes too lonely or difficult to bear, the mind cleverly retreats. It travels back to a specific era where they felt useful, strong, and deeply loved. So when your mother says she wants to go home, she isn't looking for a physical building. She is desperately searching for that profound feeling of safety and belonging. If we tell her she is already home, we instantly trap her back in the lonely present. In this phase, her mind begins to use everyday objects and places as symbols for her unspoken needs. A simple hallway in your house might transform into a bustling street from her youth. Folding a napkin over and over might represent the pride she once felt in her past work. To force her to see just a hallway or just a napkin is to strip away her purpose. To truly connect, we must stop acting as the harsh guards of the present. We must become time travelers ourselves, leaving our own clocks behind to walk beside them. You might also see your parent endlessly packing a bag, sorting papers, or folding the same towel. It looks like aimless wandering or extreme confusion to the outside world. Your first instinct is to stop them, to say, "Mom, sit down, you aren't going anywhere." But imagine she is actually carrying a massive, invisible backpack filled with an entire lifetime of memories. Psychologists note that in our final chapters, we have a deep drive to resolve unfinished business. That endless packing is her way of sorting through her life, trying to find order and purpose. When you grab the bag away and tell her to sit down, you are snatching away her control. You leave her feeling entirely helpless, standing alone with a heavy burden she is not allowed to unpack. Instead of stopping the action, what if you simply offered to help her carry the weight? You sit beside her and ask gently, "Are you getting ready for a very important trip?" Instantly, her defensive posture relaxes. She isn't fighting you anymore because you are finally seeing her. She might pull out a crumpled tissue, but to her, it is a precious ticket or a duty. By validating her need to prepare, you honor her lifelong identity as someone responsible and capable. And magically, once the emotion behind the action is acknowledged, the heavy backpack shrinks. She zips her small purse shut, takes a deep breath, and finally finds the peace to rest. One of the most paralyzing moments for any family caregiver is when your mother looks up with pure panic and asks, "Where is my husband?" Your logical mind instantly screams to remind her that he passed away 20 years ago. But think deeply about what happens when you deliver that cold, factual truth. You force her to experience the raw, crushing grief of widowhood all over again, as if it just happened. Validation therapy teaches us a profound principle. Empathy means truly walking in the other person's shoes. In Japanese, we practice Omoiyari, setting aside our own rigid perspective to wholeheartedly understand theirs. So instead of breaking her heart with a calendar date, you meet her exactly where her heart currently lives. You take a breath and say, "You are thinking about him today. You must miss him very much." You might ask, "What was your absolute favorite thing about him?" Instantly, her eyes light up. The panic of searching is replaced by the profound warmth of a cherished memory, because she did not actually need a geography lesson or a calendar. She just needed a safe place to express her longing. In the fragmented space of dementia, emotions are always factual. Only the timeline is broken. By validating the emotion, your footprints finally merge onto the exact same path. You are no longer an opponent fighting her reality. You are her gentle companion. When the house finally goes quiet and your parent is asleep, a new shadow often creeps in. It is the crushing, silent weight of caregiver guilt. You pour every ounce of your energy, your time, and your patience into caring for them. But society rarely asks, what happens when your own cup is completely empty? We're told that love means endless sacrifice. So when we feel frustrated or exhausted, we feel we are failing. But remember the tiger in the cage? Caregivers have a tiger too. Burnout is born when you constantly ignore your own emotional reality to fix theirs. We desperately want to cure them. We exhaust ourselves trying to pull them back to the person they used to be. This is where the beautiful Japanese concept of mono no aware offers a gentle refuge. It roughly translates to the gentle sadness of things. It is the profound realization that everything is temporary and that we cannot stop the seasons from changing. You cannot stop the autumn leaves from falling, and your task is not to glue them back onto the branches. Your only task is to sit beneath the tree and appreciate the fragile beauty of the time you have left. By letting go of the impossible need to fix the unfixable, you release yourself from the crushing guilt. You allow yourself to simply be human, and to know that being present is more than enough. Even with this new peace, there will still be days when you watch her struggle with a simple task, like pouring tea. Her hands shake. But when you instinctively reach out to help, she sharply pushes you away. It feels like stubbornness. It feels like a bitter, personal rejection of your care. But inside, She is fiercely guarding a tiny, fragile flame. That flame is her last remaining shred of dignity. In Japanese culture, this defensive barrier is often built by meiwaku, the terrifying fear of becoming a burden to others. Hidden just beneath it is amai, a quiet, desperate longing to be held and cared for, trapped behind a wall of pride. When she pushes your hand away, she is not rejecting your love. She is rejecting her own helplessness. If you forcefully take the teapot from her hands, you accidentally blow out that fragile flame. You confirm her deepest fear, that she is no longer capable, that she is slowly disappearing. Instead of taking over, we must learn the delicate art of scaffolding. We protect the flame together. You do not take the teapot. You simply place your hand gently beneath hers, supporting the weight. You let her pour the tea. You let her finish the task. In that small, quiet adjustment, a profound emotional shift occurs. Her dignity remains entirely intact. She does not feel like a patient being managed. She feels like a mother, sharing a moment with her child. Caregiving transforms from a series of exhausting chores into a sequence of quiet, shared victories. The journey of caregiving is undeniably heavy, often measured in lost sleep and endless anxiety. We used to fight the behavioral changes of dementia, not realizing those reactions were just desperate cries for connection. But when we practice validation, something beautiful happens. We stop demanding they return to our reality. They regain their sense of identity and personal dignity. They finally find inner peace. And in return, the crushing burden on the caregiver begins to lift. You can finally breathe. The disease itself cannot be cured. The cracks in the mind will remain. But just like the Japanese art of kintsugi, those fractures can be filled with the gold of empathy and love. You realize you are not failing. You are simply walking beside her in a different season. Every time you validate her feelings, you are telling her, "I see you. You are safe. You are still my mother." And she is telling you, "Thank you for not leaving me alone in the dark." We cannot stop the autumn leaves from falling, but we can sit together under the tree, sharing the warmth of the twilight. There is profound beauty in simply being present. Your love is enough. May your caregiving journey be filled with less battling and far more understanding.